Yep. Good morning, everyone. So, last session we learned about routing related few concepts. So, we discussed about how to use the basic routes. So, basic routes and route parameters and child routes, how to design the child routes. And while working with child routes, route outlet. So, outlet defines where to render the content. Here, while working with outlet, so one important question asked is, can we define multiple outlets, multiple route outlets in a component? Can we define multiple route outlets in a component? So actually, it is not supported in some technologies. Having multiple route outlets is not supported in some technologies. So, but it is supported in React. Yes. So we can define multiple route outlets in a component. That means same content can render at many places. So that is possible in a React. So React app, yeah. In this, we designed child routes. Child route is nothing but in the products, the details is presented here, outlet. Now the question is, can we have more than one outlet? More than one outlet is nothing but multiple times you are rendering same content. We can have that. Why? Because you see sometimes a small profile detail will be at the right side corner or at the bottom. You see some register login like options. They are present at the top, at the bottom. You saw Netflix design. In that register option will be available at 2-3 places. So multiple same content render at many places. Actually, it is not supported in some technologies. Some technologies that support routing, they avoid multiple outlets. That's the reason sometimes in React it is possible or not, they will ask as a question. So which is possible? You can have multiple outlets. Next important. Now, today we will see another concept. So authenticating routes. How we can authenticate the routes. Actually, separate authentication is not present in React. We have to implement using various techniques. Actually, some technologies have authentication mechanism. They have authentication features. Inbuilt authentication libraries are present. By using that, they can handle authentication. But in React, we have to implement using other techniques. What is meant by authenticating routes? Authenticating route means generally any route path. can be accessed by anyone. Anyone can access anyone, any route, but only authorized people can access. So that means, for example, currently it is home page. When I click shop, then automatically it will go to the shop categories. But it should not open here. Whenever user clicks on shop, it should ask, please log in to shop. That means only people who successfully logged in, they can watch this shop. For others, it should go to login screen. So first point, how to verify whether a user logged in or not. For logged in users only, we need to show this shop. Out of 100, almost all websites use only one technique. And what is that technique is cookies. Majority all the websites, they validate by using cookies. We can use other state management techniques like local storage, session storage. In JavaScript, you have them. You can try them. But local storage, session storage are not every time good, because what is difference between local storage and session storage? Local storage is permanent and session storage is temporary. Once you close the browser, the data will be lost. Cookies can have both behavior. Cookie can be temporary or cookie can be permanent. That's the reason majority authentications are done by using cookies. We do that by using cookie. And cookie can have expiry date. That means for few days it will be present and after that it can be deleted. Automatically it is deleted. Session storages automatically delete when you close the browser. Local storage are permanent. You have to manually delete it. There is no expiry for them. But cookies have expiry. That is the reason we prefer using what? Cookies, right? So authenticating is nothing but actually web application provides authorization and authentication. Authorization, authentication. What is difference between authorization and authentication? Authorization means you are not allowed to access. Authentication, who can access? Who have valid user ID, passwords, or some OTP or security tokens are there. Authentication can be verified through various mechanisms. We can verify user ID, password, we can verify email, we can verify mobile OTPs. Generally, we call security tokens. So, authorization is the process. Authorization is the process of verifying, is the process of restricting user from accessing specific resources. Specific resources. Authentication is the process of verifying user credentials like ID, password, email, mobile, security token, etc. So, authentication of route can be handled by using any state management technique like session, local storage, cookies, etc. Remember, we don't call it as security. Sometimes people have a misunderstanding about authentication as security. It is not security. Application related security is different. Verifying user ID, password, or uh, keeping a login page for application is not called security. That means security is not verifying user ID, passwords, and all. Then what is security? Security is not user ID, password verification. That generally we call authentication. Then what is security? What is security then? Security is preventing our application from various types of attacks. That is called security. In web applications, if anybody is talking about security, that means they are talking about how to prevent our application from various attacks. So I hope you people heard about some attacks like XSS, and XSS is cross-site scripting attacks. Cross-site scripting attacks. We have injection attacks. We have cross-site scripting attacks, injection attacks, cross-site request forgery, cross-site XSRF, cross-site request forgeries. These are all the technical problems. Means actually these are the attacks. I will explain about them in security of React later. Later we will learn about security of React. There we will learn about this. Actually, web application can be affected through so many things. Usually hackers will use those methods to hack your application. So preventing application from various hacking mechanism, that is called as what? Security. That means design your application in such a way that in any way, if hacker tries to hack your app related data, it is not possible. That is called as security. Login page, registration forms, they are not security. They come under which category? Authentication. Authentication. That means later you will learn about them. What are these? How to prevent them? How to use them and all. Right. So how to manage cookies? We will see them. So React cookies, we'll see how to use them. Actually, in JavaScript, how to manage cookie? In JavaScript, how to create cookies or manage cookies? So JavaScript have a document.cookie library, document.cookie object property. Actually, JavaScript cookies are configured using JavaScript cookies are configured using document.cookie property. Document.cookie property. So React React uses third-party cookie library. Third-party cookies library. So we use the third-party cookies library. Actually, we have to install. First, install React cookie library. npm install so React cookie and save. Remember, this doesn't belong to directly React. It is a third-party library. We use it. There are so many other third-party React cookie libraries. Okay. Next point is first we will install that. So in our project, I am installing npm install React cookie and save. Okay. So React cookie library is installed. The React cookie library is available. Okay. Installed. Fine. After installing cookie library, the cookies are in memory. To locate the cookies and to access the cookies from memory, we need a cookie provider. That means cookies used as a service. And already I told you, service requires a consumer and a provider. Provider, consumer, injector. These are the members of a service. What is the job of provider? It locates the value. Provider's job is to locate the value in the memory. So after defining cookies, next step means installing cookie. Configure cookie provider in index.js. You have to configure cookie provider in index.js. In index.js, we have to configure the cookie provider. So the cookie provider, we need to configure like this. So yeah. We have to go to index.js and we need to first import cookie provider. Import, import. So we have cookie provider from React cookie library. That is the first thing we have to do. So this is import cookies provider from React cookie. After that, this cookies provider we have to use for our app component. App component must use that cookies provider. The cookies provider. So any component that runs within the scope of cookies provider can use cookies. So you have to make sure that this is using the cookies provider. Here the app must be defined with what? Cookies provider. It should use the cookies provider. That's what we are using. So that is the cookies provider. App should work with that cookies provider. Next, how to handle the cookies. That means first thing, user whenever login, his details must be saved in a cookie and it should automatically navigate to shop. But if anybody directly opens a shop, it should first verify is the cookie by that name available or not. You know Gmail. What Gmail will do when you open gmail.com in address bar, it will not ask to log in immediately. First, it will verify are you already logged in or not. Means previously, if you already logged in, then it will not ask user ID password. It will automatically take you to the inbox page. But if it sees that you logged out, then it will automatically go to the login screen. So when you open, it should verify whether that user is already logged in or not. For that, actually, first you should know how cookies are created and how cookies are managed. Generally, so to create and handle cookies, to create and handle cookies, React Cookie Library, React Cookie Library provides use cookies hook. There is a hook called use cookies. It provides use cookies hook. So syntactically, we have that use cookies returns three values. Use cookies returns cookies, set cookie, remove cookie. Use cookies and the cookie name. So it provides a hook called use cookie. Use cookie is a hook. So anywhere what you have to do is you have to import use cookies hook. This is the hook you have to import. Actually, that provides three techniques. That provides three objects: cookies, set cookie, remove cookie. And what is the name of cookie stored in memory? In the memory, cookie is stored by this name. So, what is first object? It is used to access cookies from memory. We can access the cookies from memory. What is set cookie? It creates a new cookie and stores value into cookie. It creates a new cookie and store value into cookie. That is done by set cookie. What remove cookie will do? So it removes the cookie. It removes the cookie from memory. These are the options. So here cookies of name, cookie name. What it will do is it returns the cookie value. Set cookie name value expiry. So this will create a cookie and a set expiry. So cookie name, value and expiry. Expiry actually it is mentioned in days. How many days? Remove cookie and the name. So it removes cookie. These are important. So first we need a login screen also. In this project, what we will do, in this project, we will put a login screen. Let's go to the project here. In this project, actually I'm using Shopper. In Shopper, I will put a login.jsx. Export function login. Okay. Actually, outside also we have a login. Let me delete it. So I will give a header user login, data list, data term, user ID. Input type is text and a password and input type is equal to password. And we have a button login. BTN, some BTN primary. Okay. Now in this index.js, already we have a login. If there is already login, we will delete it. Not there, it's fine. So now in app.js, we have to put a route for that login also. So that means in the route, path. The path name is what? Login. What is the element? Login is the element. In that shopper, there is a login that should come. We are using that login. Okay. Now here we will define which page? Shop page. Because anybody opens shop page, first it should verify is he logged in or not. So where is the shop? Shop will get the categories. So when user clicks a shop, the categories will come. Here we have to verify whether that user logged in or not. Means we have to verify whether there is a cookie or not. So first, how to handle cookies? Constant cookies, set cookie, remove cookie is equal to use cookies and cookie name. Cookie name is user ID. Remember, we can create multiple cookies, one for ID, one for password. That is the reason you see when you sign out, it will not completely sign out. It will delete your password, but it will still remember your ID. That's the reason next time when you open, it will show which ID you want to log in because that ID is still remembered. So you can create multiple cookies. Okay, cookie name is user ID. Next, whenever component mounts, I have to verify whether cookie is there or not. By which name? User ID. Remember here, some cookie libraries will return undefined if cookie not present. Some cookie libraries will return null if cookie not present. Some cookie libraries will return empty string. That means how to verify cookie present or not. Some cookie libraries will return undefined. Some cookie libraries will return null. Some will return empty string. Empty string. So you have to first go to that library help and check what they return. Or obviously you can know as a developer what you do. Console log what it is. Cookies of what is that cookie? User ID. Okay. Now you will see I will go to the console and in the console what I will do, I will click on shop and you will see that the cookie has to be undefined. That means this cookie library is verifying undefined. Okay. So what we need to do now, we have to use the option here. So you know the logic now. What the logic is, if if what is it? Cookies. Cookies of what? User ID is defined. If cookie is defined, you know this indicates defined. If it is defined, then load the categories and show them. Load the categories and show them. Otherwise, if not defined, what should happen? It should automatically navigate to which page? Login page. Now, this is another question in interview. How you will dynamically navigate from one place to another? Generally, navigation happens with a link click. Without link click, how you will navigate? So in interviews, sometimes this question is asked in two ways. Sometimes they ask like, for freshers, they ask on a button click, how to navigate from one component to another. On a button click, how you will navigate. Actually, the concept is dynamically, how do you navigate? That means if situation is matching, it will stay. Not matching, it should automatically navigate. In JavaScript, how you do? Location.href. you use location.href. Here, if you want to handle dynamic navigation, then to handle dynamic navigation, you have to use another cookie, another concept. So the frequently asked question is how to handle dynamic navigation in React. So by using the hook use navigate, it is a hook. Actually, in other versions of React, we used to have use history hook, use location hook, but now we don't have use history, use location. From version 6 onwards, we use navigate. Actually, even today, when you go to routing related some tutorials on internet, you will find some people still using use history hook. That is the old version. In the current version, we use which one? Use navigate. By using use navigate, we can manage. So let's see here. How do we do that? Actually, we have to import use navigate from React router DOM. From React router DOM, you have to import. LET navigate is equal to use navigate. And this navigate can use the path. Where to navigate, you can define the path. That is dynamically how you navigate. So to handle navigation dynamically, you have to use this use navigate. So now let's see here what we will do. If a cookie is not found by user ID, then else it should navigate. So we will create a navigate is equal to use navigate. That's a hook. Then here else we have to use navigate method to which path? Slash login. Why slash? If you don't use slash, it will add this as a relative path. Slash will add as an absolute path. Absolute path. Okay. Now let's run this and see. Currently cookie is not there. I click on shop, then it should get me to the login. That means it is not showing that screen. It will go to the login. Even if I try to access from URL I am trying to access which one? Categories. Directly it will take me to the login screen only. That means you cannot use until or unless you log in. That means we are preventing users from going there. Actually, we will verify user ID passwords from a database also. In next level, when we design a project, we will do it with the help of a backend technology. We will learn how to use the backend technologies, databases and all, and communicate with it. Initially, okay, now when user enters the user ID and password and click login, it should create a cookie and take him to which page? Shop. It should create a cookie and take him to the shop. Okay, let's do that. That means we have to go to login. In the login, we need to create. What we have to create? On login button click. So we will write a function. First, for managing cookies in this page, again we need constant. What it is? Cookies. What it is? Set cookies. Another one. Set cookie. Another one. Remove cookie. Remove cookie. Use state. Use cookies. And what is the cookie name? User ID. The same cookie that you are managing. So now we will write a function handle login click. On login click, what we have to do? We have to collect the user ID and we need to store. Then in that case, what we have to do? Constant user ID, set user ID is equal to use state. What is it? User ID. Also, this is empty string. Huh? That is an empty string. Okay, that user ID, we need a function handle user ID. So we will get E and here set user ID as what? E dot target dot value. It should work when user is typing the user ID. That means here on change handle user ID. Okay. Here on click handle login click. On login click, what should happen is set cookie. And what is the cookie name? Cookie name user ID. What is the cookie value? Cookie value is what? The user ID. The user ID is the cookie value. If you want, you can give options like an object. In that object, we have expires. Expires how many days? 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, like that we can. That means it will stay for 4 days from the current day. You can define cookie options. You see now, actually, set cookie. You go to right click and go to definition. You see set cookie is coming from use cookies. Go to definition of use cookies. You see use cookies have cookie options. Right click on cookie options, go to definition. You see cookie option have so many things. It is having path, expires, domain, secure, HTTP only, so many are there. But initially we just need only one option when it will expire if we want. Remember, it is not mandatory. If you don't give this, what will be there? Cookie will be available until the browser is open. Once you close the browser, it will be deleted. You know, cookies are two types: in-memory cookies, persistent cookies. In-memory cookies are temporary cookies. They are created and they will stay until the browser is open. Once you close the browser, that cookie is deleted. And another one is persistent, permanent cookie. Permanent cookie depends on date. How many days you given, it will stay up to that date, right? So that is permanent cookies. Here, cookie is created. Okay, tell me what should happen after this. After this, it should go to login shop page. So what we have to do, how to dynamically navigate? LET navigate is equal to use navigate. Okay. Then after login, it should navigate. It should navigate to which page? Slash what? Categories. Categories is the page that is opened when you click on shop. It should go to that. And how do we know who logged in? In the categories, we can collect that user ID and show. What we will do is in the categories page, suppose here I want to display who logged in. It's very simple. How to access cookies? Cookies of cookie name. Cookie name is what? User ID. it will show his name. Who logged in, it will display. That means now see here, I will enter some user ID. Any user ID you can create. Currently, any password you entered, you click on login. On login click, it will go to that and it will show. Who logged in, it will show his detail. After that, now observe carefully. I will go to home. I will click on shop. Do I need to log in? I don't need to log in because already I have logged in. How you can see the cookie also now? How to see the cookies? Go to inspect, where you can see the cookie. So inspect, you can go to the application category. In application category, you will see cookies. Cookie name is user ID and cookie value is this one. Observe very interesting point here. We will delete the cookie now. After deleting the cookie, we will refresh the page. When we refresh the page, automatically you can see that it is going to go to the login because cookie is deleted. If cookie is available, then it will get that and it will show. Now, we don't want anybody to delete like this. How this can be deleted? We want to keep a sign out page, sign out option. When user clicks sign out, automatically it should delete the cookie and it should navigate to login. How to create a sign out screen? To create sign out, nothing but here you add a button. Okay. We will add a button. Button as what? Sign out. Button have a class called BTN and BTN link. It looks like a link, but it is a button. Actually, it looks like a link, but it is a button. Sign out is there. When I click on sign out, it should delete this cookie and take me to the login screen. So on this button click, we have to write the logic. So what is the logic? Function, handle, what it is? Sign out. Sign out click. Handle sign out click. Where to navigate? Navigate to which one? Slash login. And here on the button click, on click, we will define handle sign out click. Now see what happens when user clicks on sign out. When user clicks on sign out, the cookie is deleted. Actually, we need to just refresh here and see. And you will see that the cookie is deleted here, not deleted. Acha, we are navigating to login, but we are not deleting cookie. How to delete cookie? Remove cookie. Cookie name is what? User ID. Yeah. This we have to do. Okay, now I click on sign out. It will remove the cookie and navigate to that location. Once refresh here, it is not there. So this is cookie removed and you navigate to that particular location. Creating the cookie, accessing the cookie and removing the cookies. Actually, this we will maintain with a database. With a database, we will design that. But initially, that is the approach you need to understand how to manage the cookies. This is authentication, means any page you can prevent from access. Any screen you can prevent from access. If anybody trying to access any screen, we can first ask what is your ID, password, credential. If successfully entered, then we can navigate him to the correct screen. Otherwise, we will take to the login or we will say invalid like that. So this is the basic of how authentication of routes will happen. Right. In this example, we implemented the concept of login. Actually, there are more methods we will learn in a project how to handle this. In interviews, what they ask, they will ask like, okay, with cookies already we know. Create with a session and show. Create with a local storage and show. Same thing we can create with session and local storage also. But session and local storages are related to browser. They are not to virtual DOM, right? How you use session storages? So here another important question is, so what is difference between session session storage and local storage? Session storage, it is temporary. It is removed when browser tab is closed. It is accessible to pages. It is accessible to pages that load in current tab. So it is not accessible across tabs. Actually, the default session timeout is 20 minutes. Default session timeout is 20 minutes. That is the standard timing for every browser. We can change that timeout. We can change the timeout. Even cookies also we can delete. Yeah. Local storage, it is permanent. It is accessible across browsers, across tabs. It is it is stored in device memory. So you have to explicitly remove. Explicitly remove. So we can use these two. And I think you already know how to handle them. In JavaScript, you learned what you do. Session storage dot what? Set item. That is the method. We have session storage dot get item, na? Set item, get item. And we have session storage dot delete remove item. We already have these all things. Session storage dot clear. All these same local storage, session storage both. Now tell me how to design. Suppose for 5 minutes user is not doing any transaction, or after sign out, after login, in 5 minutes, it should automatically sign out. How? Automatically, it should sign out. We will use set timeout functions, right? That means what we will do here is in the categories, even after login. So what we will do is without sign out click, after loading, we will make that to delete after few seconds. How you will make it delete after few seconds? We can put a set time. By using set timeout, automatically it will be deleted. Later in another example, we will implement that because we need to delete all this. We need to check another one. Anyhow, now see, instead of cookies, you want to maintain the data, then actually what you do on login click, we have to use which one? We have to use a session storage. Session storage have a set item. The key is what? User ID. What is the value? Value is user ID. Then you can see that in the categories, I can access the session storage. How to access the session storage and use it? For example, temporarily, here I am trying another one. What is another one? Session storage dot what? Get item. Get item. What is it? User ID. Session storage, get item, user ID. Here we are using session storage. Now, usually, let's run this and see here. Inspect, where you can see the application category. In application category, session storage also present. Session storage currently empty. I entered something login, session storage also created. From session storage also we are accessing the user ID. But actually I will copy this URL and I will go to another page, another tab. Here I will access. Then you will see only one David is present. What about another one? It is deleted because it is session. Session is not accessible across tabs. So this is accessible here only. In this tab only it is accessible. In another tab, session is not available. So that already in JavaScript, you know, but what in interviews, what they do is when you try to um, do some practical things in interviews, they say that create one interface like login or register, that data need to be stored in any local storage or session storage or cookie, and from that you access and use it just like you have seen now. That means they will not ask any database or anything, just simple. If you can manage these simple interactions, then we can later do with the database. So here you have seen another concept of authenticating the routes. So now in the route concept, we have another option called search parameters. Route parameters and search parameters. Search parameters are nothing but, you see, actually when you open any website like Amazon, in Amazon, Amazon is a React app. In Amazon, I am using slash and I am using mobiles. That means that is actually route. Mobiles route is present. But when I hit enter, it will get me the mobiles and you see here lot of question mark and all. These are means this is a route parameter. Up to here it is a route parameter. Mobile phones is a route parameter. Now what is this one? Again query string is passed. This query string is passed so that it can identify exactly what you are accessing in that particular component. This is to make it SEO friendly, not user friendly. It is SEO friendly. So the point is, along with the route parameters, how do we pass the search parameters? These are called search parameters. And how do we access the search parameters? Accessing search parameters, that means nothing but in JavaScript, you have query string. So we can pass a query string, we can access the query string. To access query string, what we have to do? Location dot search. Here you have a separate hook called use search parameters. Why to use this? Generally, you learned in HTML. When you design a form can be submitted on GET request or POST, both. Can we submit form on GET request? Yes. If you submit form on GET request, where data is present in query string, then how to access it? You need search parameters. It is not required every time, but sometimes we submit data using query string. If data is not required with high level security and all, it is safe data, then we submit data in query string. And to collect the data from query string, we need a search parameters. In route, that is another concept you need to know. That we'll see in next session. Right, tomorrow we will discuss about search parameters, and tomorrow, now we are going to start one project. Now we are going to learn backend, Node.js and MongoDB, and we will create a API by our own, and we will create one end-to-end project. That means from front end to back end, a complete MERN stack application we will design. For that, first you need knowledge of some database, some server-side technology, and API. These three things first we will learn. That we will see in next session. Tomorrow we'll start. Okay, right.